reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network.
So we're here with Aaron Rowan Campbell, and we're going to take a look at the Rise of Isengard expansion. Hi, Aaron. Can you give us a quick tour of the expansion?
Absolutely. So Rise of Isengard is our third expansion for the Lord of the Rings Online. It's going to introduce 3 brand new regions to the world of Middle-earth, and in addition, we're extending the level cap by 10 levels from 65 to 75. Now, the 3 regions we'll be looking at are the Dunland itself. We're going into the Gap of Rohan, right on the borders of Rohan. And we're also going to Isengard. So we're going to the Vale of Nancournir, which has the Ring Wall of Isengard, and the Tower of Orthanc.
So you're also doing quite a big change with every single one of the classes. What precipitated that look at each of the classes and trying to fine-tune them a little bit more?
Well, we think it's important with every expansion that we take a hard look at the feedback we've gotten and the play style of individual classes. An MMO is never done. An MMO is sort of a living, breathing thing. And as you move through the world, as you move through the game, both the player's preferences change and the needs of the game change. So we're making sure that the classes really stay up, right? They keep up with what we're doing. In addition, we made some substantial changes to itemization. So we wanted to make sure that items feel more rewarding as you progress, and that there's really a drive for you to go out and say, wow, that next piece looks really cool. I want to go ahead and get that piece of armor or get that new item. Matching that with class changes was a natural fit.
So on itemization, would it be the correct thing to say, to sort of paraphrase it, to say gear upgrades will be less often but more significant?
I think you'd want to say that the gearing up will feel better. I think that's our primary goal with all of it. We also want to make sure we have a number of levels you can go to, so you always feel like there's something more you can go and take a peek at. The options will be through a variety of different mechanics, right? A lot of ways that you know already to play the game. You can go out and you can quest, you can do the epic story, you can join in instance content with your friends, you can play through skirmishes, you can go out in PvP. So all those are going to be different options to progress up. And a lot of things will still come through very naturally through things like crafting or through our new 24-person raid, Dragok.
So it's pretty evident. I mean, we're going to Isengard. We know the story that the books went with that. Can you give us a little bit of a tease to the story that the players will be going through as they get closer to Orthanc and Isengard?
Sure. I think the most important part of the story, as we're talking about it right now, is focused on really Saruman's deception. So we're going to be teasing out those elements that Saruman has layered in across the Dunlanding tribes, over the Rohirrim, and ultimately you're going to be the one to help to uncover these and challenge Saruman's dominance, challenge his invasion of Rohan. In addition, it's really great, and we've gotten a lot of feedback from players on this during the beta period, that this new expansion itself, the Isengard expansion, is one that really puts the players in the center of it. So you're entering into a realm where the Rangers themselves are foreigners, right, and don't know the terrain. The Rohirrim, coming from the opposite side, are hated by the Dunlandings, so they don't have a lot of maneuverability. They can't venture through this place. But you, as the hero of Middle-earth, have the opportunity to really change the world and to move forward major events.
So can you tell us a little bit about the different Dunlanding clans and the role that they play in the expansion?
Absolutely. The Ox clan is going to be a clan that you get to know early on, and they're going to be the clan that tends to set the basis of the Dunlanding viewpoint. Suspicious, but willing to listen and willing to learn from others. Then you're going to have others, like the Dragon clan, who are just outwardly hostile, and always will be, and are focused on their worship of some mysterious entity, who of course is the dragon we're going to unveil later.
So with this expansion, you are introducing, you mentioned the new raid. Can you tell us a little bit about Dragok and how that raid is going to look?
Yep, Dragok is the largest creature we've ever put in the game. And if I do say so myself, he's beautiful. So this is going to be a reasonably complex fight as raids go. One of the challenges of it is going to be that Dragok is such a massive creature. In order to face him, you're going to need to split your group up and fight each of his limbs, actually, individually. To a large extent, that requires you to run to opposite ends of a very large room. Dragok is 80 meters head to tail and 108 meter wingspan, so he can fill quite a large space. And as you are venturing around inside his cavern, his home, he's going to be filling it with flame, bringing the roof down on your head, and other nasty surprises.
When I did the preview for PC Gamer, that's probably the largest space that's indoors that I've been in game. It was absolutely huge. How are you incorporating that into, can you give us a tease of a fight mechanic that's using that space?
Yep, you're definitely going to need to think about how you want to approach him in pieces. So we're using that space both to give you this great viewpoint of this awesome creature, and we're pulling some technical tricks to let you look at all of him at the same time. At the same time, we're also going to challenge you to learn the routes, learn the ways around, learn what's coming next. Don't stand in the fire.
So now with Orthanc, what are players going to be doing around Orthanc? Can you give us a few teases on what they'll be doing there?
So Orthanc itself is a place that's really tells multiple stories. For the player, you're going to interact with it in your epic story. And that's going to be a place that you're going to be able to go to and encounter Saruman directly and learn some of the history of the place. It's also going to be a place you can come out to with your companions as a group or as a solo player and play through quests on the landscape, attempting to slow Saruman's advance and invasion of Rohan. There are other timelines to Isengard, however, though. There's Isengard past, Isengard under Saruman the White. That's a place we very much want to show you, want you to know what's been lost and what the changes have been. And finally, of course, there's Isengard Broken. There's going to be Isengard that is flooded, but that's not today. That's coming in the future. So we're very much looking forward to that. There's a lot of story to tell before we can get there.
So can you tell us a little bit about Wolf's Cleft and what happens, what occurs here?
Wolf's Cleft is a part of the Gap of Rohan. And working with Rohirrim, you're trying to determine the true nature of the threat of the Dunlending tribes, the Dunlending armies. In Wolf's Cleft, you're going to uncover a massive camp, Dunlending war camp that's preparing to invade Rohan. And we've really pushed to stretch our technology to convey that sense of activity, a sense of life in this camp. This is a place you're ultimately going to be able to come back to and attack it yourself and try to slow the siege engine, slow this invasion.
So now we've talked about the story, we've talked about the raid. What other sorts of content are you looking to have with the expansion?
Definitely. One of the big pieces of this expansion is we're going to be finally converting over Monster Play into the free-to-play model. So we're going to give options for players to play on their subscription or play it for free and open that to the free player community. So we're very excited about that. Monster players are going to get access to the in-game store. I think that's going to provide a lot of balance between Monster players and free players.
Very cool. Are you increasing the number of scaled instances at launch? I know there's been some discussion about that, about increasing the number of instances that are scaled. Is that going to happen by launch time, or is that something that's coming in the future?
So right now our focus is on getting to launch. That's 3 regions and the raid. We've already announced 5 additional instances that are coming towards the end of the year, and we're very excited about those. If we could squeeze in a few extra goodies as we go along, we'd love to, but first we want to make sure we get this right.